just to start off, as I just told the team, didn't have them ready to play tonight, and unfortunately, all the things that we knew that it would take, and as you come take a long trip, and coming off some disappointing results here these past weeks, we needed to come and we needed to play with tremendous energy, effort, but critically just discipline, doing the things that we needed to do, from assignment, obviously technique fundamental, but then playing with discipline out there on the field, and we didn't do that. We had 13 penalties tonight. We had multiple missed opportunities. That all goes on me. I mean, at the end of the day, we made this trip, and what we just watched on that field was not was anything towards what we invest in work and pour our time into, throughout, whether it's throughout this week or throughout an off season, and just everything that I want and that this program needs to be, and that did not show up tonight. So it was beyond disappointing. We had opportunities. There were things that obviously didn't go our way. That I think are judgment judgment calls. But at the end of the day, there was enough enough of the things that we did control that we were awful in, and you give Stanford credit for being able to do what they needed to do, but at the end of the day, we it was extremely poor on our part with the things that we could control.
When you watch kind of all the things that go wrong in a game like this, where do you go from here? Like, as you're processing it and try to make a plan for where to go next?
Well, I mean, it's at the end of the day, I mean, it's I've said this for the last few weeks. It's about the application, and we've been a very disciplined team throughout the season when it comes to penalties. We've been disciplined in being able to, for the most part, maintain our composure, control. Make sure we didn't have some of the focus issues, and I mean as a team, we every week, we hold ourselves accountable to those issues and those mistakes, and our team knows it. They know the importance of it. But tonight, for whatever reason, we didn't make it happen. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still about the work. It's still about being able to go and identify the issues that cost you, who and what, and ultimately, if the who is consistent in areas of keeping you from being successful, then obviously you have to look at how can we best put people in position to improve for the results to be what we want them to be. And I believe in the guys that we have. I do, and I think that they've shown fight throughout. We didn't fight very smart tonight, but they did fight to the end. Even with some adverse situations that showed up, but to be able to get us down and to score there on the last play and have a chance. I know it says it's short, but I felt good about where we were, but unfortunately we don't get that back. So it is you got to go and you got to be willing as an individual to do the things necessary as players and coaches, and that's what we're gonna do and how we're gonna respond.
Chris, can you walk us through the final play, the decision to go with that call?
It's a multiple option play. The look was, I thought Kevin did a good job. As he pushed to the edge, the end played for width. Shoveled underneath, and the running back followed the guard. I thought was laying on the guard, and continued to get pushed to try to get himself in. So.
What's going on with the offense the last few weeks. It just seems like it's stuck in neutral. It has a hard time kind of getting going. Or when it moves the ball, it doesn't finish drive.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some, like I said, we had some missed opportunities, some times penalties. We've had some drop balls. Sometimes we were trying to force things that, maybe didn't need to necessarily be forced. But there's been a lot of good things that our offense has done. Obviously tonight was not, not the performance anybody expected or what we're used to or accustomed to. But, there have been a lot of good things that we've been able to do. Last week in the second half, obviously, due to some injuries and things kind of stalling out, that was a big hurt for us. And then, tonight, I think a lot of self-inflicted. Stanford tried to bring different pressures, but we had opportunities, and we put ourselves behind it some, and then we just missed some of the others. So. I thought it was just a night that we struggled to get into rhythm, and obviously, just did some uncharacteristic things that from what we've seen over the last 6 weeks.
Is there something Stanford was doing that caused it?
And I mean, like I said, they did a good job on some of their pressure packages, some of their line movements. They were able to get some free hats or to affect some of the things that we were doing. But we had opportunities tonight, and all of us need to be better in it. But it was we had some chances.
Chris, after 4 straight losses of coming off of last year, where do you feel you stand with the administration at this point?
I'm pouring everything I have into this university with every bit of the work, the focus, the absolute edge and urgency to get this better. And at the end of the day, it's about the on the field results, and we've come up short, and we've not done anywhere near a good enough job. In being able to finish games and, to do things and for it to look the way that I want it to look, and that, I believe that what we're capable of. And so, I've always said, this administration, I mean, it's a great and aligned group of people that are leading this university, our athletic department, and our football team. And, I believe in all the things that of what we stand for, what it needs to be, and how we need to do it. But the last the results have not been good enough, and they have to get better. And that's something that I'm going to continue to put everything I have into making sure that gets done, and that gets done as fast as possible. And going to a bye week and have an opportunity to heal up, get some guys back in full time in practice, and make sure that we do the things that we need to do as a football program, so that when we step on the field, it looks like Florida State football.
You tempers were flaring at different points of the game. You got into it with Edwin. Did you guys talk again after that? Like, what? Can you just talk about the emotions of that and how?
Yeah, I mean, there's moments in the game that all want to. It's just things that we worked so much. I mean, there's things that the emphasis. I mean, we had multiple parts of the game that, and it's just the urgency in those moments to know that. I mean, those are plays that are difference makers in the game. And I talked to Edwin at halftime. I talked to him, after, and and he came back and made some good plays, there, later in the game. But you never know when the one's going to show up. And we had a bunch of those single plays where, after the fact, you guys, just to understand, to know how important it is, and to have that discipline to focus, and just with everything that we do within their program to emphasize some of those situations and some of those critical things. And like I said, we had multiple. It sucked tonight. I mean, 13 penalties is awful. I mean, and a lot of those were focus penalties. And I'd like to tell you, I had a better reason, but I know there's consistent accountability within our program for doing the right thing and pushing to do things a certain way. And for that to happen, that's not just one person, it was multiple people, but just highly disappointing.
Jared?
Yeah, they put together that 15-play, 94-yard drive, which was decisive. What did you see on that drive?
Well, I mean, we had them in the third and 13. We held that we. They were able to convert. Brought pressure. We're down at corner. Obviously, quarterback put the ball in a good spot. And, we just that was a big play in that drive. Then we had the roughing the quarterback, if that's what you call it. I mean, we had that extended the gave them another first down within it, and then and they were able to move the ball just with some easy dig and dunk receptions there, and obviously had a little bit of success running the football in that drive as well. So at the end of the day, I mean those type of drives, if somebody's gonna earn it like down the field, like obviously that's one thing, but we got to make sure that we're not assisting with that, and just but that third and 13 was a big play, and as well as the roughing the quarterback.
Last one, Ira.
You mentioned not having the energy maybe coming out of the game. Did you see that at all pre-game, on the way here, anything like that?
No, I mean I didn't, and I meant like I felt the energy. I mean, I didn't think our guys came out and just didn't give energy or didn't play. That was, we didn't do enough. I mean, they fought till the very end of that game, and I thought, they showed it belief to be able to make it happen, no matter what it looked like. And we had a couple stops we had to have there defensively in the second half that, we got to be able to give the quarterback to give the offense another shot, and. We were able to make a couple plays, driving down the field just to come down to the last one. But when you come up short, it always it all needs to be better. And so, I mean, you can, we'll be, but the things that stood out was just the discipline of just with us. I mean, was not what this program expects, whatnot. It's not what the program has been, throughout the course of this year, and we've had different ways that we've come up short. But tonight it obviously hurt us, and but I don't think that our guys didn't try to or didn't have effort. I mean, that didn't. If that came across, that's not what I thought.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.